Yeah, what's up, Multiverse? It's G Farad, aka the Dapper Gaffer, the flyest racing driver to speed by you. Coming to you live today from Road Atlanta Racetrack. We got Skip Barber Racing School for the next 3 days. Yeah, man, we're trying to become legendary, and this is definitely the start. So y'all stay tuned and keep y'all tapped in. Let y'all know, what it's looking like, how it's going on, the ins and outs, the operation. We decided to make that jump too. Check y'all later. This is me arriving to the track for day one, receiving all my credentials for the racing school. And this is our classroom setting in the Road Atlanta Media Center. Be trying on my racing suit for the first time. Yeah, I'm feeling it. And this is the first car they picked out for me, which is my lucky number.
Pause, recover back to straight. If you don't recover, that's what
So
happens.
this would be the first drill we did outside the classroom. That's what he's telling me right now.
Yeah, exactly. So once you correct, pause energy, and then recover back to straight. All we're trying to do is keep our front tires pointed in the direction we want to go.
Right.
But the most common mistakes here is your vision is too low. Once you start sliding, people start looking at the scary stuff. Just keep looking at it live. Keep looking left. Where's that next third cone?
So after that drill, we had lunch, which was a chicken sandwich, macaroni salad, and chips. I give it a 5 out of 5. It was definitely bussin'.
Wheel, which limits your steering. In a sedan car, we would actually teach you how to shuffle the wheel from one hand to the other. The thumbs meet here, the little fingers meet at the bottom, without ever crossing over. But because you're from the car, that is all your steering you got. Right. That's fine. So 2 different deals there. Now, so my sight picture, my next apex is not this cone. I'm already committed. It's the next one out there. So you're always looking at the next cone.
Inside or outside?
Yeah, outside, driver's left. What's outside doesn't concern me.
Right. Not even looking.
That could be a drop off to Nova Scotia for all I care.
Okay.
Yeah, so the left, I'm looking left. I'm about 3 or 4 feet off the cones. And as I slowly add speed, all of a sudden this car wants to slide the rear end, whereas anything else in the parking lot, it would push. The front end would begin to. I can't demonstrate push, and don't want to. You can push it home. But anyway, so looking to the left. At some point, the rear's going to step out. Just come off the gas, fix it. Easy deal. Step it out a little more, and at the end, be ready to recover it so it doesn't fishtail. What we're trying to avoid is a decent slide and fix. I got. Oh shit! I don't got.
Right.
And at 18 miles an hour, do you feel that energy? Well, at 70, it's pretty good. Or 80 or 90. Yeah. So be sensitive. Like I said, I'm very sensitive. Be sent to try to feel when that polar moment of inertia is about to attack us. But you can't be looking out there because you'll get behind it. You got to be looking right over here, over this rearview mirror. Slides, I gotta fix it and recover. So I've got to be aggressive at the recovery. And back. They shouldn't fish there.
Now I couldn't get any footage of me driving the last drill because the cameras are on the race cars. So after that drill, we jumped right into the Formula 4 cars. This is me getting familiar with the shifting, the braking, the turning, the steering, just everything with the car. Around a little makeshift track they made with some cones, where the old pit lane used to be for the racetrack. Right after that drill, our day ended with all the drivers piling up in the van and taking a lap around the course with the legendary Terry Earwood at the wheel, giving us a play-by-play.
And that tells you, okay, now look to the pine trees and start bending it left. And there's going to be a little gazebo up here that we are going to be to the left of. When the old white lines are repainted, the second white hash mark is where we're actually straddling, but you won't be able to see it in the car. So you're just sort of developing a sight picture with your path. This is called turn 3. Corners are numbered by corner stations, not necessarily real corners. There's a quarter station 3. No charge for that. We're going to be braking, probably going to drop a gear. We'll discuss gears after lunch. And we want you to stay off the curbs. You don't, especially teaching and in the school, no point in risking hurting the car or hurting the curbs. So stay off the curbs. Long left-hand sweeper called turn 4. Notice a terrain change. We got beautiful terrain change here. If you're going to do a speed adjustment for the S's, we do it right now, maybe just a little breathe back. And then we're going to look down through the whole S's. We're going to do a long right-hand S and a long left-hand S. And we're going to sort of stay left a bit and then come back at turn 5. We'll discuss this for 3 days. That turn 5, it's a tough setup. It's easy to go right over there, but it's going to spit you in the corner too soon. It's a snowball domino effect, and we'll spend more time talking about that. But this turn 5, third longest straightaway here, steep hill, late turn in. We'll probably grab a lower gear, and then just keep adding speed. Originally, as they were building this, notice the hill here and the hill there. That's how tall this was, and they dynamited it down to 3 feet ago. And my father, for some reason, they pointed to him and go see if you can improve that track. And he got right here and go, guys, I need 3 more feet out of it because it was so steep. He was afraid he couldn't climb it in the Speedster. So they literally had to dynamite 3 more feet out of this hill, or it would have been a hill. It still is such a hill that when we get here on a Monday morning after a big motorcycle race, it's pretty funny. Right as we crest the hill in 5, there's thousands of little front tire skid marks where they land. They have a big time, just carrying the wheels, and it's just skid marks all over the place when that front tire goes.
So they get airborne on this.
Oh, big time.
Okay.
Yeah. Here in turn 8, I'll show you that too. Yeah, so they actually get airborne there, and they can show it off too, but still, it's okay. No charge for that. We all do that. Coming to turn 6, only bank turn in North Georgia. Get a nice run up in here. Gonna drop at least 1 gear, eyes in, trail the brake, squeeze the gas the better it looks. And there's your apex, there's your exit. Now we're coming to turn 7. Most important corner here. Why? Because it begins the longest straightaway. So it's critical we get it shut down. 6 is going to feel so good. You go, oh, that felt so good. And then you realize, oh, shit, turn 7 turned right about 3 feet ago. How do I know? So fortunately, it's going uphill some. So get a good brake on the car. Get a couple of gears dropped. Get your eyes in the corner. We'll trail the brake back to have it turn for a minute. Be patient. Stay off the curb, and then just roll the power in with your eyes already at the exit. And again, stay off the curbing. So as you straighten your hands, you can add speed. And we'll give you an RPM to upshift at click, click, click every time. Got Mo tool sign, there's this tool down there. Come on down just a little bit. Nice long run down this back straightaway. Just bend it to the right. Pace car's going to show you all this. Good moment. Coming down to 10A and 10B. When the earth was cooling, the track went on down to where you see that lower road down there. That's how low it went. And then it kinked left to go to the bridge. And it was flat out. And you talk about a pucker up buttercup corner. This was unbelievable. And just praying that you have brakes by the time you got to the bridge. And a lot of times they were there. But this makes it much easier, and safer. So hard, long brake. Going to get down to the lowest gear we run. I think it's going to be second this car. We'll look at it. And then we haven't discussed a tight 3-corner is a compromise. I'm going to compromise my road position and speed to get ready for the next corner. If I use all the road like I drew on the whiteboard, I'm going to be on the wrong side of the road for this right-hand turn. Everybody with me on that? Yeah. So we're going to be about the center of the road and then just bend it back. You can run the first bit of yellow here. It's okay, but it's real progressive, so I don't want you really into bumps. But and then as you exit 10B, do not let the car get out here. And if you think it's aggravating in the van, well, you drive a race car out there. So do not get out there. Just crack back. It'll calm down, and you'll be fine. Now the bridge, I think it turns right. So the bridge, we get under here, and we literally, y'all see the yellow and the red and the white? We're going to pretend we're going to hang a string with a tennis ball on it between the yellow and the red. And we'll want your steering wheel with a little angle in it. Your steering wheel is going to touch the tennis ball right here. Thump. We did that for Mama years ago so she wouldn't crash the washing machine in her garage in her Cadillac. So when you hit the tennis ball, Mom, don't go no further. But you don't have to stop this tennis ball, but be sure it's on your steering wheel. That's going to give you your right tires a little bit of inside yellow hash marks, and that's going to guarantee you got pavement when you come down this hill. Probably upshift the gear. Going to come to the end of the curb and bend it in. Big long corner. If you're going to do a speed adjustment, it's now. Just sort of feather a little bit and then roll it back in. So get faster and faster for 3 days. And then a next little piece of sight picture. See where the black patch runs up and makes a point here on under the right tire? The right tire is going to just be inside that point, as opposed to being on the inside of it, and that's going to put you in a little bit early. So this will be the proper angle. See how late this apex is? This is all fake apex. The real apex is way down here. And now that I can make this apex, my eyes are at the start finish box, where I got my signature flag. At the start finish box here, get your eyes up there and boogity down the straightaway up to your RPM limit.
Day 2 started with very little class work. Then we got dressed and hit the track. This is a lap around the track in a pace car with racing driver and instructor Ken Faku.
You're already ready to drive a car in case it gets loose, because it's the first few laps when the tires are cold. That's when things are pretty critical and you have the least amount of grip too. That's when you want to be most on it, right? Alright, so we're always going to stay on the side that we enter the track from all the way up to turn 1. And now we can proceed onto the line. Okay, so we have our cone. We're looking at the cone. Now we're looking at their exit. Let the car float out. Holding this. If we need to make a speed reduction, now is your point when your hands are straight. Eyes right. Bend that in. And we're going to hold this curve. Later apex here. And then we want to attack the middle to last bit of the curve where it's sort of straight, brake, smooth off, and then start squeezing onto the power, but letting your eyes tell you how much power you get on. See the exit first, unwind the hands, and don't start squeezing. Here, a little trick, stay right a few beats, and then make your way over to the left-hand side. Now we're on a straight approach. Coming down the hill, using the compression, squeezing the brakes, smooth off, floating in, letting the car take a set, look at the exit, unwind, and squeeze, 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 hands straight, and then shut it down. This is the corner that you don't want to mess up. Move your head, smooth off, look at the exit, unwind, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. That power on. That power is not an on-off switch. Use that string theory that Terry's talking about. This is a nice long straightaway. stop box is going to be located around here on driver's left. You're going to see those cones over there. Right? You're going to be stopping on the stop box each time, each lap. Not for the pace car checkout, but once you're driving the cars. But every straightaway, I want you now to sink into your seat, take a few breaths, get that mental capacity back, and then you should be thinking about turn 10. How did turn 10 feel last lap? What changes can I make? Right? That's the difference between professional and amateur driver. A professional is always thinking to him or herself, how did this corner feel last lap? What changes can I make? Did I miss the apex? Did I hit it? Did I turn in too early? Right? Start being proactive and self-coaching, and your progress will be exponential. Use the downhill, brake, nice and firm, hard initial input, look left, trail off, squeezing to middle, throttle, small lift and turn to load up the front, and then squeeze again. But get your eyes looking at that exit. Think about a string falling down between the yellow and red, intersect, and this way you'll never run out of room. We have plenty of time for us to get parallel, hands straight, brake if you need. Look at the apex. Now you're looking at the exit. You're looking at the flagger. But find that cone, unwind, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take a few breaths. Then think about turn 1.
After that, we took a quick lunch break, which was this fire brisket plate from the same place. And man, look at that. Immediately after lunch, we jumped into the Formula 4 cars and hit the track behind the pace cars, doing a few laps, getting familiar with the car. Matter of fact, this is how we ended the day, just going back and forth, trying to keep pace with the car in front. Day 3, I woke up to pouring rain. It had actually rained all night the night before. On one hand, I was excited to get out there and test the tracks in this weather. But on the other hand, I remembered that insurance policy I signed and was not trying to do any damage to the car. But good thing we got to get out there on the track on some rain tires. I mean, the track had dried up by the time we actually hit the track, but we got some experience and some laps in the rain tire. After a few laps in rain tires, we switched back to slicks. Then we continued doing free laps around the track. Yeah, so after driving all morning, it was time for lunch, and this was a spread. Just look at it. I don't know what sauce they had on that chicken. Man, that place is legit. So after lunch, we jumped back into the race cars and proceeded with the racing start drill, which is just looking for the green flag. and hitting the gas. As you can see, it looks like the driver kind of brake checks me here. To be honest, I did not see the green flag on either of my starts. I don't know if I was just paying attention to the cars and trying not to hit anyone. But as you can see, I was taking a little more entry speed into the first turn, so I just went right past the first few drivers. Alright, here is another green flag drill. Again, I'm just playing the background until the flag drops and then making my way around the drivers in the first turn. Alright, same drill, but this time I am starting in P1. And to be real with y'all, I still did not see the initial drop of the green flag, so the rest of the drivers got to jump on me. But as I said earlier, I was going into the first turn with more speed than the rest of them, so I'm just going to trust my driving from here on. So after that drill, we watched the driving instructors go around the track for a few laps. This is some footage from corner 10A, 10B. So after watching them, it was my turn to hop back in my race car. This is footage of me getting full laps around the racetrack. Trying to maximize everything I learned over the 3 days at the racing school.
checkered flag.
How'd you like it?
Man.
Exciting, huh? Yeah.
All in all, I had a blast, and here's my certification. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.